Hello, good evening. My name is Maureen James. This is Terry Murphy. We are your event co-chairs. We would like everyone to please stand as we introduce the Will County Sheriff's Honor Guard to present our colors. And then they'll be followed up by Mokena School of Rock singing our national anthem. So we ask you please stay standing. Thank you.
Present. Halt.
I saw him do it at the track and I almost started. I was standing there, everybody's looking. She's just going to go to high school, so she's going to go to UIC. Then Cammy, she's going to very good. This time, this like Hannah's got to carry that high. She's like about to be close.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The way they cornered me, that was tough. We can see like these guitars.
Thank you. Thank you to our Will County Sheriff's Honor Guard, and beautiful job, Mokena School of Rock. Thank you very much. Everyone can please be seated. Welcome. Welcome to our 2018 Relay for Life in New Lenox. The first speaker I would like to introduce tonight is a man who does a lot for our relay, for our community. He's a big supporter of Relay, always comes out to all our events, always comes out for us, it does a tremendous amount of good for the community of New Lenox. Our one and only Mayor Tim Balderman.
Thank you. Good evening. It's my pleasure to be here again this year. I want to say thank you to Terry, Maureen, Aaron, all of the committee, everyone that puts in such a great effort to make this a successful day. So let's hear it for them. Thank you for all of you. New Lenox is an amazing community. I'm very proud to be the mayor of this town. Obviously, cancer is something that has touched each and every one of us in one way or another, either our courageous survivors that are up front here in the purple, or family members. Maybe you've been a caretaker for somebody, or you've had a friend, but it touches each and every one of us. And I think it's one of those diseases that we just say has always been there, it's always going to be there, there's not much we can do about it, but that's really not true. There are people who fight through it every single day, people who love those that are suffering, that fight every single day for them. So everything you've done here today up to this event is making a big difference. We are the home of proud Americans here, and I'm very grateful for all that you've done. So thank you for being out here. Thank you, survivors, for being inspirations to all of us. Thank you again to our committee and all that they've done, and once again to our caretakers. What a tough job to see someone that you love struggling, but to be there for them every day. I think they really deserve a round of applause as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Mayor Balderman. Our next speaker is an oncologist at the University of Chicago at Silver Cross, and he was my husband's doctor, and I may be prejudiced, but he was very good. We got to be good friends with him. He spoke last year, and by popular demand, he's back. Dr. Narola.
Good evening. Thanks for having me back. I hope this is loud enough. I'm a pretty loud talker as it is. Terry just told me I can talk for as long as I want. I didn't think the mayor was going to talk that quickly, though. So I've known Terry for a long time. I took care of Murph, and we dearly miss him at the office. And I want to thank her and the staff here for allowing me to come back and talk and hopefully provide some insight on what we're doing for cancer in 2018. I look around and I have a couple of patients sitting here, and I should charge them for some follow-ups. Some people need to come more often, some people a little less. So what are we doing? Last year we kind of talked about how we're moving away from chemotherapy, and I think that's the trend still in 2018. What I really wanted to touch on was personalized oncology, treating a patient based on what we find on their genetics and not just the cancer type. That's the trend, and that's where we're headed. You see commercials on TV every day promoting personalized care, and that's really where the field needs to go. And from an oncologist standpoint, that really means looking at the genetics of a cancer cell. Not the patient always, but really that cancer cell. We're starting to take cancer specimens, send them out for genetic testing. These tests look at anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 genes. Admittedly, we only target about 50 genes right now, but we have so much more information. Something comes up, we can call a patient in and get them right in for some treatment or a clinical trial. It's an exciting time. Everybody sees commercials for Keytruda, Opdivo, Tecentriq is coming. So how do I use those tests? And why do my patients hate me when I tell them I want another biopsy after we just did one 6 months ago? I hear that more and more. I encourage everyone to get a biopsy again. I just don't think you can treat anyone in this day and age without biopsying repeatedly. Cancer changes constantly. We treat you. If you progress, we need to biopsy again. So bear with us when we put you through painful procedures, dangerous procedures. It's really for your benefit. What do we do with these tests? Not much right now, but we can provide a lot of information to you, your family, and mainly to us to help you with clinical trials and develop new tests and new therapies. Clinical trials are changing because of this, and personalized medicine is on its way. We actually have trials now that are open to every patient, any cancer, based on these molecular tests and the genetics. We actually have tons of therapy coming in the cell lab. And so if you hit a mutation, you get a phone call. And that drug then is provided for free. And And it may not be available anywhere in the world, but you could be that first person to get this drug. So it's a super exciting time for us. It does require a biopsy. That's my preference. I know there's a lot of press on liquid biopsies where we take blood and proliferate or amplify tumor genes and tumor DNA and look at that. So we use both. At the university, we feel like they both are valuable. Most of us do prefer the tumor specimen. And those go out, it takes about 2 weeks to get the results back. And they're put actually through a database. It's a trial called MATCH. There's a lot of trials out there that are similar. We have MATCH at University of Chicago. If one of the mutations is something we have available, the doctor is informed, the research team is informed, and the patient's sometimes informed before I'm informed, which is great because trying to get someone in is always fun, but that's where we're headed. Immunotherapy is changing the whole scope of how we treat patients, activating your own immune system to attack your cancer cells. And how do we do that? We modify the immune system, basically. We can activate the T cells that help your immune system fight your own cancer. We can take T cells now and CAR T cell, take them out, inject a protein that will grow and recognize your cancer as foreign. Stick those back in 3 to 4 weeks later, and we're seeing response rates of 80 to 90% in patients that had no options 2 years ago. It's phenomenal. Some of you may have seen our story of one of our first CAR T cell patients in the area, and she's doing great and cured of her cancer and looking great when we see her in the office. So I remind patients, always fight. You know, we always will have something. These new therapies may start off in one cancer, but you have to remember, I'm using melanoma drugs now in leukemias, lymphomas, lung cancers, prostates. So we're moving away from calling it something prostate cancer, lung cancer. It's now cancer with this molecular makeup. We continue to fight as much as we can, and I encourage clinical trials always. We try to put someone on something. That's the only way we advance this field. It's the only way you get the best drugs possible. It's the only way all of these people are sitting here because someone sacrificed for them and for our field, which is great. And I commend anyone on a clinical trial. We appreciate everything you do for us. I also wanted to touch on prevention. It's getting a lot of press lately. We really need to push prevention, push people to get screened. The earlier we find something, the easier it is to treat. Maybe we prevent cancer, and that's where we need to go. I think there's not enough push in prevention at this point in time, and especially in this country right now. We need to be responsible for our own health and really push our physicians to screen us. I recommend mammograms, colonoscopies, as much as you hate them, but they help. Newer testing's coming, the Cologuard test. Everyone asks about it. It's a DNA exam of your stool. If you don't have a history of colon cancer in the family, you can actually send your stool off for studies. It's great. It's covered now. It's easy. So everyone needs to get out and get screened for testing for any type of malignancy. Talk to your doctors. Make sure you know your family history, and push hard for screening. Most importantly, I don't promote alcohol, not every day at least. Thursday, October 25th, one of the best events. We have it on our calendar because I see Cindy up there. I know it's on our calendar. 6 p.m., Rock Bottom. Murph's mashing the tap of his beer. We've been there almost every year since I've known Murph. It's a great time, great event. The beer is phenomenal. The food's great. The company is great as well. This year we get to buy dinner, so I've already put that out there, Carter. So I want everybody to come out, raise some good money, help all of these patients out, and help those people that need the help. Those of us fighting with the patients will always be there. I won't go away. I'm always here, and they all know that. And I appreciate everyone coming out, and let's get the walk going.
Thank you, Doctor. As Maureen said, my name's Terry Murphy. We first got involved in the relay in 2010. Murph was in the hospital. That was when he was first diagnosed. And one of our friends was on the committee and told us to come out here. And we thought it was a relay that you run. And if anybody knows me, they know I don't run anywhere except unless it's for chocolate or my grandkids. So we came and we were just amazed at what went on here. And we started a team in 2011. And then 2012, my daughter and I, we had that neon sucker sign and we started running it. And then she did it until last year. She decided to have a few kids and kind of put that out and moved to Bloomington. So Maureen James has been with me. But when Murph was first diagnosed, he had colon cancer stage 4 because it was in his liver. And he beat it 4 times. He was doing really good. And then last November, he started his 5th time on November 1st. Always positive he was going to beat it. And like I told the doctor that I could tell Murph something to do and I didn't know what I was talking about. But if he told him, it was gospel and it got done. But he went in his sleep, which was great for him, but not for us. But one of the things I told the kids last week was our 45th wedding anniversary. And I told him that I was 3 when we got married. He was 20. And I told him that our 45th, I always told him my diamond was a pop-top ring. And he had to buy me a new diamond, and we're going to have a party. I said it would have been much simpler if he just said no and not went to this extreme, but I guess he had to have the last word. But like he said, the big thing he said was you have to accept it. And he did. He was really good. So as you see, we're doing this for him. I didn't think we'd be here tonight without him, but he's here with us, I know. But one of the things we want to do too this year, our goal is to reach $1 million. Not in one night. Frankfort and New Lenox used to be together, and in 2008 they broke off. So since that time, since 2008, New Lenox alone, through 2008 through 2017, they've netted $903,207. So that only left us $96,797 to go. Well, today, as of today, so far, we have raised $45,005. So that's really good because last year at this time, like last year, the whole thing we made $55,000. So I think that we can do it because our goal is that once we reach the $1 million, we want to have a golden glitter party, have a big celebration. So we're hoping to do that next year with your guys' help. So we only need to raise $51,000. We still have money coming in. It doesn't all have to be tonight. We can still do it through August, through most of August. So spread the word that we need everybody's help to do it. By the luminarias, you've got to stop in our raffle tent. We have over 120 baskets, 5 bikes, and the chances are only $1. And there's some silent auctions. So there's a lot of stuff you could win. So please come in there. But one of the things Murph and I always said, that everything he went through, we couldn't imagine going through it with your child or your grandchild. It had to be the hardest thing. And that's what my co-chair, that's what she had. She had, her daughter had it. So I want Maureen to come up here and she's gonna just talk for a little bit.
I can't do this alone. How do I follow that up? I can personally say Murph is 1 in a million, and I'm honored, humbled to wear this shirt tonight to honor him. The entire Murphy family is our family, and we miss him. We miss him, and we relay for him, for everybody who's lost their life to cancer, all of our survivors. And my daughter, Taylor, was diagnosed in 2005 with a very high-risk form of leukemia, meaning that she had a very high-risk chance that she would relapse. Her cure rate was anywhere from 20% to 30% when she was diagnosed. And fortunately for us, with a successful bone marrow transplant, her odds went up to 60%. My oldest son, Matt, who unfortunately can't be with us tonight, was a perfect match and her lifesaver, and just so happy to have her next to me today. This is what it's all about. All you guys are our inspiration, our hope. We never want anyone to suffer through this, to suffer the loss of a loved one. We've lost, the boy, 4-year-old boy in the hospital next to us, 14-year-old classmate, grandparents, parents, just all the loved ones. This is why we relay. Thank you so much for coming out. Just a couple more announcements. I know we want to get things underway. Just a couple housekeeping things. We have Luminaria, you see lining the track. Sales will be open until 8 p.m. So please fill the track with bags with loved ones' names in honor and memory of. If you do find any bags that are missing or a misspelled name, please visit our Luminaria tent. They would be happy to fix that for you. And then one other special announcement. Just to go back to our volunteers. Our volunteers really put in a lot of work to make this event go, and it takes a lot of people. So it's my pleasure to be here with you this evening. I am happy to volunteer. Erin did a great job as co-chair. Unfortunately, she's in Bloomington, so I told Terry I'd be her silent partner, and here I am. The American Cancer Society is a global grassroots force of 2.5 million volunteers working to save lives and finish the fight against cancer. As the nation's largest private, not-for-profit investor in cancer research, the American Cancer Society is helping find cures, ensure that people facing cancer have access to quality health care, provide life-saving screenings, and offer education and support to survivors, their families, and caregivers. Volunteers are at the heart and soul of the American Cancer Society. Our region is known as the East Central Region, and our office support is in Tinley Park. This area includes Will County, Kankakee County, Iroquois County, Ford County, Kendall County, and most of Cook County. So as you can imagine, we have thousands of volunteers who work daily to carry out the American Cancer Society's critical mission to save lives, celebrate lives, and lead the fight for a world without cancer. In 2017, our region's Volunteer Leadership Council initiated an award to honor and acknowledge an extremely dedicated and longtime volunteer, Glenn Markham. Glenn's roots were in Joliet, but he didn't stop there. During his many years of service, Glenn was a member of our Leadership Council, ACS CAN, Relay for Life of Joliet, Joliet Leadership, and so much more. He was committed to every aspect of the work in the East Central region and our Lakeshore Division. The Glenn Markham Community Engagement Award annually recognizes one individual who has consistently, over time, exhibited dedication, time, talents, and treasure to achieve the vision and mission of the American Cancer Society. Nominations are accepted from all over the region, and Glenn's family selects the person they feel most deserves this award. It is my great honor and privilege to present the 2018 Glenn Markham Community Engagement Award to my dear friend and our Relay for Life event leader, Terry Murphy. And it's well deserved, I tell you. This woman does more for Relay, more for our community than you can imagine. And Terry, I'm so honored to present this to you tonight.
Thank you. Didn't expect this. My mom used to tell me my hobby was volunteering. And I think when I was born, she put that neon sucker sign on my head. So, but thank you very much. I enjoy doing it. I just don't want anybody else to have to go through what you guys have gone through with my husband. It's got to stop. And even before he got sick, his big thing, he used to say that he thinks there's no cure because of the drug companies, because all the money they're making off of it, that if they cured it, what are they going to do? So I'm not saying that's it, but just a thought. So, but thank you. Maureen's just going to make a few more housekeeping announcements about the walk. Did you tell them about that? Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Congratulations. We love you. I do have someone I'd like to introduce from our council, and she is a friend of Glenn Markham, so she can attest to his years of dedicated service. Peggy.
Hi, I'm Peggy Coopers from the council, and I had the privilege of working with Glenn Markham over the years through Relay. We chaired several councils and did some teaching on Relay Academy. I recruited him for the council, and he cursed me all the time for that, because he too has the sucker sign on his, as we all do. And so fellow members and myself pushed this forward because Glenn was so special to our region, to Relay, and to the American Cancer Society. And we are so lucky tonight to have members of his family sitting right in front there. We couldn't make this award possible without them. And Terry is such an epitome of what this award stands for. And Glenn would be so proud for her to be a recipient. So thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Peggy. All right, next, the moment we've been waiting for. We're ready to kick off our 2018 Relay for Life. So we're going to have our survivors and caregivers take the first lap. So if you guys like to stand up, we have a banner. And I think I have my buddy Bryce over here who likes to hold that banner, huh? So let's, after the caregivers, survivors take to the field, you're welcome to follow them around that first lap. And then let's get to Relay. Go visit the raffle tent, play some games, go trick-or-treating, and enjoy. Thank you very much.